Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is the fourth video of the Rfactor 2 telemetry analysis, and we will take a closer look into the suspension telemetry. So let's start. I have loaded a recent lap I did with the Ferrari 488 GTE. This is very recent lap, 3 days ago. So it includes the new BOP, and I did 157.7 full tank mixture race. So I think it's a pretty good lap. So I don't have any other references. We'll discover this later, maybe in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I don't know. I don't have any other reference. So for me, I think it's a good lap. Of course, other guys will do maybe 56, 55. I don't know. There are aliens. I'm not a fast guy. I'm here just to share my understandings of the Rfactor 2 telemetry and analyzing it using Motec. So today's video is about suspension, and suspension, it's springs, compression, and rebounds. The three elements compose the suspension. So when we talk about suspension, we talk about the whole thing. So the main graphic or the main screen I look at is the suspension history in Motec. And as you can see here, we have 4 graphics for each corner. So we have the front left, front right, rear right. And first thing I look at is the shape of the graphics. And I aim to have similar shapes around the 4 corners of the car, which means that the suspension, the 4 suspensions work the same way. For me, it means the car is very well balanced. So on these, when we focus on each graphic, we have the left side. It's about the rebound history or rebound work, rebound frequency, and the right side is about the compression. And from 0 to 50 as a frequency, millimeter per second, it's usually, or in theory, it's about the slow rebound and slow compression, and above that we see the work of the fast rebound and the fast compression. In the middle, it's usually, and I said usually because in Rfactor 2 it's not always the case, it's usually the spring history. Sometimes when you touch the spring, it doesn't affect anything on this graphic. I don't know why, go ask the studio. But for the most cases I worked on, the spring directly affects the main axle here. So I guess it's the spring work. Okay. So when a car is well balanced, we should have at least same shape. When I go into details, I see at this point the maximum is 33%, and in the rear it's 37%. When I look at these numbers, they tell me that the rear is harder, the rear suspension are harder than the front suspension, and also means that the front suspension, for example in this case the front left, it's the part that takes more heavy load to deal with. Okay, this is what I understand when I read these figures. And when I concentrate more on the same graphic, let's take the on this example the front left, I I have I aim to have a balance between the rebound history, so frequency, etc., and the compression history or frequency. I aim to have both sides work on the same speed. But sometimes, for some reasons, for example, if I want to have more load or I want to load more the front tire and keep the load for longer time on the front tire, I will aim for a softer compression and a harder rebound, as this is the case on this graphic. So this is the main screen I look at. Okay, comparison between the four corner, the closest, these the shape the best, I think. Sometimes it doesn't work like that. Sometimes you need to have very soft rear suspension, like in Le Mans, for example. For the GT cars, you go with harder suspension in the front, softer suspension in the rear. This will help you stabilize the rear and keep the rear happy while using the lowest rear wing possible. But for other trucks with the standard aero package, aim for more balanced car. It should always be the better. And when sometimes I look at this graphic, this one is more focused on the faster suspension work, and we can check. For me, I check it if there are heavy bumps on the track that penalize me or they destabilize the car. So I look at them on more detail, but not always. So I will zoom on this part. Okay, so in theory, what the engineers will tell you, you have when the suspension hits a bump, you need to have a similar shape of this graphic or these curve, which tell you the shape tells you that the compression and the rebound or the fast rebound and the fast compression works on the same speed. So for example, on this example, the rebound hit the 149 millimeter per second, and the same thing goes to my compression. So this tells me that at this point, this bump, I have a good setup regarding the fast rebound and the fast compression. So you can check the most important bumps on the track and study it if you want to go into very detailed analysis. So this is a very short overview of the suspension telemetry. There are so many other data, but we won't go into details because this is not the aim of my videos. It's more a discovery or an introduction that help you understand easily the telemetry, and I'll let you go deeper in the analysis if you want. So the next video will be about ride height, And I hope you enjoyed this one and see you next time. And thank you for watching. Bye bye.